This episode of Another Great Day is brought to you by cookies, tasty, and a moderate invasion of privacy. It's Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. I'm Aaron, and this is my googly-eyed, blue, furry co-host, Chris.
Hello? Bloop? Oh, Cookie Monster?
Yeah.
I'm Monster. I don't know how the Cookie Monster sounds.
Me like podcast.
There it is.
He's kind of Yoda-ish,
That's
actually.
a little bit Yoda.
I'm like the Cookie Monster, but with pizza. Anyways, welcome back to Another Great Day, everybody. The podcast designed to encourage you to get cookies. All right. Hey, Another Great Day listeners. Do you hear that sound? Chris, do you hear that sound? What's
do.
that coming over the hills there?
The best segment ever!
Yes, that's right. We are here today, dear listeners, for the best segment ever, your Wednesday hump day segment to get you over into the rest of the week. Here is the best segment ever question. Are you ready? Are you ready? What is the best sing-along song in your opinion?
Ooh, sing-along song.
Yes, so you're watching a movie. Maybe you're listening to a song on the radio. What is the best sing-along song? Sorry, burps. What is the best sing-along song ever?
Oof. This is a big ask.
Ever. This is gonna be the best song of our lives.
That's really singable.
That is very singable.
What do you think? I have to give me a second here.
So I'm thinking about the times that we've just rocked out in the car with a group of people, and I'm going to go with Bohemian Rhapsody. We've had several birthday events that you and I have both been a part of. A couple of times we're in limos, and I'd say...
Sounds extravagant.
Perhaps, yeah. It was a birthday party. We didn't pay for them. I'd say Bohemian Rhapsody, or we did epically sing Closing Time one time to my wife's chagrin.
It's just called Frowns.
It's called Sadness. So my best sing-along song ever is Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
I have a very difficult time answering this. So I'm going to say a song that I can sing most of the words to. Not necessarily the greatest song ever.
Is it by somebody strange?
Yes, we might call him Weird.
We could call him Al?
Yes, the song I'm speaking of is Amish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic.
As I walk through the valley where I harvest my grain.
I take a look at my wife and realize she's very plain.
Yeah.
But that's just perfect for an Amish like me. You know, a shun fancy things like electricity. I can do a lot of it.
Weird Al's so good. Gosh, so creative. I love it so much. Well, if you have a best song ever or a best sing-along song ever, we'll be posting this on our social media on our Instagram page this week. So make sure you take part in answering that question. We'd love to hear from you.
And that'll bring us to this day in history.
On this day in 1869, the first U.S. coast-to-coast railroad is completed. You could get from California to New York on one train. How cool is that?
This reminds me of that board game, Ticket to Ride.
Oh, what a great game. I love that game.
There's trains and there's coast to coast.
And there's happiness and other people.
Well, happiness varies.
You're right.
If you're winning or losing.
It's true. It's true. But at least it goes fast because unlike Monopoly, where if you lose for like 9 hours straight.
That's true. And Ticket to Ride, yeah, it's a quick game.
Yep.
You only can do one thing on your turn. You just move along.
Yep, that's that.
And that'll do it for this day in history.
This next segment is called the Question of the Day. And if you're new to this, we'll ask a question and encourage you to take a minute to answer the question with those around you. We'll give you about 10 seconds to answer, and if you need more time, feel free to pause the show and come right back. Well, today's question of the day is, congratulations! You have been given a railroad to name. What do you name your railroad and why? We'll be right back. All right, I've been given a railroad to name. I know exactly what I'm going to name my railroad.
Oh, you do?
This will come as no surprise to anyone who knows me.
Okay.
One of my favorite books of all time, one of my favorite fiction books of all time is a book called Atlas Shrugged. And in this book, it follows Dagny Taggart, who is a railroad tycoon. She builds a brand new railroad against all the odds and names it the John Galt Line.
Oh.
And so if I had a railroad, I'd name it the John Galt Line.
I was thinking something more like sublime and generic, like
Santeria, what I got.
Nope, not that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hashtag 90s kids.
I was imagining call something like Great Oaks Railroad or something.
Oh, very nice. Whispering Pines.
Yeah, something like that. Not necessarily like a neighborhood name.
I was
but
going to say. Sounds like a generic neighborhood.
Yes, but I'm imagining like Steel and Oak or something.
That sounds like a delicious whiskey.
Steel and Oak Railroad.
I like that.
Has
I'd ride that
transported
one.
your goods.
Which would be like SO Railroad. Like so Railroad.
Steel and Oak, transferring Furbies since 83.
Furbies.
Wait, no, 93.
Oh, that's great. Well, good talk today, Chris. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys had some funny names for your railroads. Let's take a quick break and check in with our dad joke correspondent on vocation. I mean location. Take it away, Wes.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Chris. Hey, another great day, listeners. Hey, kids.
What?
Do you know all the benefits of eating dried grapes?
No. Raisin.
I'm just raising awareness. Have another great day.
Sounds like Wes is doing a great job raising those kids.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to another great day. I'm Aaron and that's Chris, and we're so glad you're here. This part of our show is called the Word of Wisdom. This is where we'll take a minute to go through a proverb or wise saying and give you our take. Here we go.
Today's word of wisdom comes to us from Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7.
The NLT version says, just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender.
The Amplified version of the Bible says, the rich rules over the poor and the borrower is servant to the lender.
This is one where the translations are actually pretty similar.
It is.
I do find that interesting on a daily basis. We'll take a few minutes and discuss this amongst yourselves, and we'll be right back with the outro. Well, that'll do it for today. Let's cue the music and wrap things up. Our mission here is to encourage interaction, creativity, and conversation.
So even though today's show may have come to an end, that does not mean your discussions have to come to an end.
We thank you for listening and hope you make it another great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Your brain start ticking?
Watching X-Files.
With the lights on? With Donna Mason? You're doing something like Harrison Ford, I'm feeling frantic.
That's Harrison Ford.
Get off my plane. Not that. No, that's not that one. I'm innocent.
Fugitive.
I don't care. Yeah. Well,
they're all from the same cast
Jim
of people,
Henson.
right? Like it's the same. Like 6 people do all the voices for Sesame Street,
That's
Henson,
true.
Muppets, probably Yoda.
Cookie Monster's.
Yoda was Frank Oz, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's probably one of those guys.
Is Cookie Monster the best of the Sesame Street characters?
Count. Elmo,
1, 2,
Gonzo.
3. Oh, I thought you were asking me to count.
I always liked
Bert and Ernie.
Gonzo. Is that the one
Yeah.
who did
No, that's from
Christmas
Muppets.
Carol?
That's Muppets. This is Sesame Street.
I don't know Sesame Street very well.
So Big Bird, Snuffleupagus,
Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch, Elmo, Grover, Bert, Ernie, the Count.
I don't know. The Count. If I was to say best Sesame Street character ever.
The Count. Very practical choice, sir. And I'm like the Cookie Monster, but with... On this day in 1869, the first U.S. coast-to-coast railroad is completed. We talked last week about how the Transcontinental Railroad, these guys laid 10 miles in one day by hand, which is just amazing. And if you are on our Instagram page, you got to see Wallace and Gromit posting where they're trying to chase down the penguin and Gromit's putting down train tracks furiously. Such a hilarious scene. Anyways, the Central Pacific and Union Pacific Railroad systems were joined at Promontory Summit in Utah using a golden spike. This last spike is now housed in the Cantor Arts Museum at Stanford University. How cool is that? Because prior to this, you couldn't get from one side of America to the other side of America in one trip. You had to get off the railroad at some place, maybe ride a horse, maybe ride a buggy. I don't know. There was not
Or walk.
Or walk. Oh, God forbid. You had to walk uphill in the snow both ways.
That's right.
All right. That's all I got.
You carried it really far.
I did.
I was doing something else. And
Probably need to edit that.
all
Trim
on
that
your
down.
own.
Here, let's try again. Ready? I feel like I just uncovered like a Monopoly card that's like, congratulations, you just had 12 kids. Go to the
That's life.
Free parking.
The game of life.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
That's funny.
That's great.
The end.